honestly, I did like you. Oh God. Okay. We'll just.
Welcome, everybody,
Good
to
evening.
the saving grace of the box office. And of course, I'm talking about Aquaman 2. I can't remember the subtitle because I was that blown away. Lost Kingdom? Search for the Lost Kingdom.
The Lost Kingdom.
The Lost Kingdom. I was
It's
really
The Lost
close.
Kingdom.
All right. Yeah. Welcome to your review, spoiler review of Aquaman 2.
The Lost Kingdom.
Just the Lost Kingdom. So in case you have not seen Aquaman 2, we are going to be talking about spoilers, the things we enjoyed and did not enjoy. I don't know why I'm introducing this segment when I should just let my host introduce. My bad. That's on me.
Nope, it's all good. Omar just really excited to talk about
I'm just so excited to talk about Aquaman 2. Tell us, what are we doing there, Amanda?
Yeah, so in case you have never watched the show and for some reason decided to tune in to see our review of Aquaman 2, I'm your host, the amazing Amanda. That is my lovely co-host, the Uncanny Omar, and this is Reelz Talk. And we are doing a review of Aquaman 2. We literally just finished seeing in theaters about 2 hours ago, our time, Eastern Standard Time. And we will probably be talking about spoilers because that is the nature of our reviews. Typically, we only ever do spoiler reviews.
Search for more money. Yes, the search for more money. Still waiting for Spaceballs 2.
Yeah.
So I honestly forgot this movie was coming out until you had put it on the schedule. I don't think it got that I don't think it got marketed well. I don't remember this movie being on the schedule for December of 2023. Yet here we are, and this is the end of the DC Snyder era, right? Is that what we're going to call it?
Yeah, this is, well, not the Snyder era, just the end of the DCEU. This is the 15th film of that franchise, which we had seen start about 10 years ago with our Man of Steel, and then, of course, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and the Justice League, and Wonder Woman, and the Shazam, both 1 and 2, and The Flash, Omar's favorite film of the entire saga. That was.
Well, you're never gonna let me live that one down, are you? Huh?
Yeah, but this is the final film, and you're right. It wasn't marketed very well, but I think part of that probably has to do with a number of factors. One being that when the prime marketing would have hit, we still had the strike, like with teaser trailers, things like that.
Okay.
So we didn't have Jason Momoa talking about it. Then there's also the fact that his co-star, female co-star, had a lot of drama.
Nicole Kidman.
Yes, Nicole Kidman. Yeah, because of that AMC that video she did before to get people to come back in the movies. A lot of people took issue with that, Nicole Kidman.
What? I was joking. All right, not Nicole Kidman. That's not the lady we're talking about. We are talking about Amber Heard, and it was really interesting what they did with her in this movie. And I don't know.
She's in it more than I thought. Yeah, she's in it more. So if you're someone who didn't,
they had an out, they could have easily been like, "Oh no, my wife
killed her."
That's awful. But I don't know what they were thinking. And
contracts, maybe.
James, do you know, our wonderful Oracle, what we gave Aquaman 1? I remember Aquaman 1. Oh my gosh, it was in 2018 when we reviewed it many years ago.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think we both had fun watching it. It wasn't a great movie, but it was a fun movie. And that to me goes a long way. I may have given it an 8 out of 10, honestly. I can't I remember not hating it. I remember being excited. I remember the theater being packed. You and I went to Lexington. And it was packed.
The women were there for Jason.
And you notice he didn't really take his shirt off this time around, like, at all.
Well, he was failing this time.
Well, I don't know if that's because, it is hard to keep that physique. And also, like, look, I don't know if I'm going to be playing this role again. It's 5 years later. Sure. I'll do Aquaman, but I better be in armor and a t-shirt or a shirt the whole time.
Exactly.
You both gave Aquaman A 7 out of 10. All right, it was close. 7 out of 10. That's not bad. It's not a bad. It wasn't a bad movie. It's a fun movie. Haven't watched it yet. We'll wait for streaming. You guys have fun. Oh wait, show off your new tattoo, Amanda.
Oh yeah, hold on. It's still healing though.
She
But
loved Aquaman so much. She got an
I love
Aquaman.
that. Yeah, that I got a tattoo. Hold on. Yeah.
It's the Lost Kingdom.
That's my new tattoo.
Is that a Prince tattoo? I'm sorry, the artist formerly known as.
No. Hey, points in the chat if you know what band this is. It's still peeling off because it's still healing. But no, it's the symbol for Pierce the Veil is the name of the.
You just said points to the chat.
Oh, sorry.
7 out of 10. Fished in, guys. Yes, we fished it in.
Yeah, we did.
Fun movie. All right,
Yeah.
really quickly, Amanda, give me the quick synopsis so we can just jump in here and talk about this movie and what worked and what didn't work and what the hell were they thinking. Goodbye, DCEU. Aquaman is not a bad movie. I enjoyed it with my wife. Good on you. Yeah. Is that a Pierce of the Veil?
It sure is, Arya.
It's veal, Arya. You misspelled veal.
He did it.
Arya's in the music industry, so he would know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. All right. Go ahead, Amanda.
All right. Quick synopsis. So we have fast forwarded, and Aquaman, Arthur, is now king of Atlantis. He is married to Mira. They have a little baby, Arthur Jr. They just call him Junior. Junior's living on land with his father. He's splitting his time between Atlantis and our human world or the surface world. And there's obviously a lot of issues that are still stemming from there's still Atlanteans who want to take over the human world. Very, very discussed very vaguely throughout this, but not really. And Arthur wanting the human world to know about Atlantis, which is really weird considering that he's Aquaman now. So I think they know it exists. I mean, he saves people in like the Justice League and several so I guess they know he exists. Anyway, so what happens is Black Manta is using some scientists to find this lost kingdom to basically gain powers in order to kill Aquaman, everyone he loves, destroy his whole life, right? And he stumbles upon this black trident that was this evil, I guess he was the brother of King Atlantean Necris. Maybe that's not his name. Maybe that's the name of the place. Anyways, but he is he's this evil entity that has been trapped in the ice in Antarctica for ever. And because of King Atlantean, and Black Manta gets a hold of his trident. Of course, it's magical. It has the gentleman. It has the power of this mad prince, king, other person, and so he uses it. He uses Black Manta as like a vessel to do his own bad deeds, which is to collect this really strange ore. I'm gonna probably mispronounce it, or colcum.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Not vibranium. So it's not vibranium.
Although when they were showing the map, I'm like, that's awfully close to Wakanda right there.
I also thought the same thing. I was like, wait, is this Black Panther or Black Manta? Okay. So basically, so the next 5 months, all of a sudden our Earth is going through all these weird weather phenomenon. It's getting hotter, and it's because Black Manta has been going and stealing all this orichalcum. I really think I'm pronouncing it correct. And he's been taking it back to this island that's a big old volcano, and underneath it, he's been basically just burning it because he needs to heat up the planet in order to basically thaw out this kingdom that's been, covered in ice because of King Atlantean. So, of course, they end up infiltrating Atlantis, almost kill Mira. She does survive, though. And that's when his mom tells him that he needs to go see his brother. He needs to break him out of prison. And basically, because he's the one who'll be able to find this lost kingdom or wherever this is and figure out what's going on. So then we get a midsection of the film, which is basically him breaking Orm out of prison. They have a little buddy cop, bad brother, good brother, Loki, Thor thing kind of going on.
He calls him Loki. He calls him Loki because they're in on the joke at this point.
I know. I was like, oh, I've seen this before. Done better, but I've seen this whole thing before.
What's up, Ibsy?
Or a cockle see Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay.
One thing for sure, I'm copying and pasting the word on Google Translate for the exact pronunciation. Thank you for that, D'Angelo. By Ween. I did like the movie, but I think the first movie was better. I agree. I think the first movie was better. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it was bad. Not bad, but bad. Not that bad, but bad. Wow, what a review. I kind of understand though. I kind of understand.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens after they buddy up and they go and fight Black Manta?
They buddy up. They find his secret lair. They figure out what's going on. They end up having to fight a bunch of his henchmen, fight himself. Randall Park's there for some reason, being Randall Park, as Randall Park is. And Black Manta is very powerful and is able to escape, but not before Orm gets a hold of the Black Trident for just a second. And he's able to give some nice exposition to the rest of the Aquaman cast about the backstory of King Atlantean, this Necrus, and who was also played by the gentleman who played the guy that tried to marry Yara. What's the ground marry Yara, but take over his Greyjoy? What's the other guy? I don't remember. Anyways, a Game of Thrones.
The uncle.
Yeah, the uncle. That guy.
Okay.
Who tried to marry whatever. It doesn't matter. Yes, I mean,
Randall Park did his best to provide comic relief, but his efforts were wasted. I will say this movie made me laugh, but not where it was supposed to make me laugh.
Yes.
I laughed, and I remember feeling guilty because no one else was laughing. It was just so stupid, but I'll get to that in a little.
No, yeah, there's a couple times we laughed as well that were not appropriate. So basically, they realized that in order to release this prince, they need King Atlantean's blood, or maybe his bloodline. Well, they're all hanging out. Nicole Kidman, I forget her name in this film already.
Mom.
His mom.
You forget the name of the queen already.
Arthur and Orm, they're all there. They're the last of the bloodline. They're like, wait, no, we're not the last of the bloodline. What about Junior? But they realized
I thought there were anybody else that read comics thought Death of a Prince, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna go dark. This movie could go really dark, because I mean that's what he does. Black Manta drowns that kid in the comic because he suffocates him, and the kid dies in the comic. It's dark, man.
That would.
I was like, oh, are they really gonna do this? Because this movie might go into territories that could be really dark and memorable for that reason, but no, of course they did not. It's Queen Atlanta.
Yes,
not Atlanta. Atlanta.
Yes. Atlanta? Anyway, so they get there too late. His father's almost killed again, doesn't die, almost killed, and his son is taken by Black Manta. So they host an army, a small army with Gimli as a crustacean king, which was
dude, I was so glad that it was him, right? It was John Rhys Davis, right? It was him.
Yeah, well, now I'm gonna check because it sure as hell sounded like John Rhys Davies.
Oh, even in his deliveries, I was like, that is John? I think it was. How much Mira was in this? A lot more than I thought, but also really odd. Like, we'll get there in a second, I promise, when Amanda explains what ends up happening, because I think there is something to talk about, and I'm just wondering why they didn't go a certain way with this character.
Yeah.
Did you know that Martin Short was the Kingfish, though? Martin Short, who retired from acting after his wife died in the 90s to raise his kids, did the voice. Right, like I know that he comes back from time to time. No, I'm sorry, I'm talking. Never mind, I got him and Rick Moranis. This movie got me all messed up.
Martin Short is he's the only.
I forgot that he was in Jack Frost, and I'm like, wait, maybe I'm thinking of Rick Moranis. Oh yeah, wrong guy, wrong funny guy from the '80s.
It was John Rhys Davies. He's the Brian King. Yeah. Martin Short is Kingfish. You're right.
I didn't recognize his voice, and I had to look it up when we left because I was like, who is that? Because at first I thought it was Mark Hamill, because it kind of sounds a little bit like Mark Hamill. Man, I was already making Martin Short a widow. I'm sorry, Mr. Short.
No, God bless. He's over there thinking, what the hell? I didn't do
He's already thinking, damn it, I was already in Aquaman 2, and now this guy's putting me as a widow. Great.
Kordax. That's the name of the prince that was not promised. Yes.
There was both too much and not enough Mira. Exactly. Yes. It's like the producers couldn't make up their mind. I thought the exact same thing. I was like, what is she doing in this scene? Oh, there she is. Okay. Is she going to be in this battle? Oh, there. Okay, there she is. She's not saying much. For a woman whose baby was just kidnapped, she's not freaking out enough.
She didn't take care of that baby enough, too. I was like, what kind of a mom was she? I'm confused by all of this. Anyway, so they go to this Necris kingdom to find and save Junior. We have a battle with all of the Necris, like all of Kordax's like evil villainous like monster people that were used to be his subjects, and they all turned to monsters because of what Atlantean did. We have a big battle. Then we have a scene between the two boys. So we get Orm and Aquaman. They both have a hold of the Black Trident, and he's
okay. So I was sort of right. Thank you, Bruce. Martin Short's wife did pass away. He just did not retire. Okay, but it was Rick Moranis' wife that passed away, and then he retired or quit acting to go and take care of his kids. Thank you for that, Bruce, and thank you for the super chat, my friend.
Yes.
Almost done, Amanda.
Yeah, that was done. So there's a back and forth. Kordax is trying to, because he influences people's minds. That's what he did to Black Manta. And then once he kind of leaves Black Manta and realizes, like, when Orm gets a hold of the Trident, he's like, oh, this is an Atlantean. He's powerful. And he has more hate for you than that other guy did. And he's trying to, pit both the brothers against each other. And then Aquaman seems to get through to his brother, and brotherly love saves the day. They're able to defeat. He uses a Hawkeye-like throw of his own trident to go straight in the middle of the Black Trident to kill Kordax.
Why does this feel like a lot of people are thinking the same thing as my boy Kingsport Cal? Aquaman came out. Well, I ain't paying to see that anytime soon.
I don't think a lot of people will. Yes. So essentially, Kordax is destroyed. King Nearest and everyone decides that Orm died in battle, so he can go off and live his life, and then maybe in a few years come back to the throne or come back to Atlantis. But he can just live a little. You get a nice scene of Mira and Arthur with their baby, and that's essentially the end of the film. Everyone's happy, and then there's an end credits scene of Orm eating a burger for the first time. But then a cockroach crawls on the table, which if I was a human and that happened, I'd be having words.
Well, that goes back to the joke earlier. His brother was like, you ever had one of these? And he actually eats the roach, but they never really talk about it. Like, like, gotcha. It just kind of eats the roach. He is wearing a Jabberjaw. Sure. If you're trying to go incognito, why not have a giant fish on your shirt? I'm sorry, a shark. Rock, paper, scissors, trident, beat zombie.
That's right.
I had a lot of issues with this movie. Let's be honest, though. It's a movie that stands on its own feet, not in a bad way for the DCEU to go out. Won't be missed, but nonetheless, many memories made. I had a lot of issues with this movie, and I thought about, I thought to me, it should have gone out with Blue Beetle. I thought Blue Beetle was a great movie. It was a lot of fun. It was new. It was fresh. But nobody went to see it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which kind of stinks. Phil, thank you so much for the super chat. I love this channel. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, my friend, and much love, man, to you and your family. But with this movie, you're looking at a sequel, and at the end of this movie, he's like, I'm the king of Atlantis, and I'm bringing peace here on the planet. And Euron Greyjoy, thank you for that. That was his name.
That's it. Yeah,
and he's like, and I'm also Aquaman, and that's the big ending, right? And you're like,
that is the ending. Yeah, I forgot about the peace on Earth,
and it ends. And I thought, oh, that is the ending. Okay, I was kind of expecting Wonder Woman to show up.
Poor gal.
Okay, so. Momoa was as charming as he was in the first movie. I thought, he did okay. I don't think he's that style of humor gets, at least to me, gets old really quick. He's not the best at landing lines, kind of like The Rock, right? Like when The Rock, if you had a jokey, if you had The Rock playing a jokey character 90% of the movie, I think it would take you out of the movie. And for the same reason that it takes me out of the movie when he's joking, especially, oh my gosh, the back and forth with his brother. It was just so bad. Like, just not good comedic timing, not good script. And at one point, he even calls him Loki. I was like, wow, they're really going there. Okay.
That's on the writers.
The addition of Dr. Shin was, of course, if you're a fan of the comic, Dr. Shin appeared in the New 52 era, kind of like Willem Dafoe's character in the first movie. But what the hell? Like, what was the purpose of that character? You don't need to have a character like that. Black Manta could have gone on this journey by himself. Didn't need, maybe a couple of goons, that's it. Because you have this character that feels bad for killing people. So he's like, I don't want to be bad anymore. Black Manta keeps him around for some reason.
Yeah, even though he knows he's going to betray him one day. Like, it's obvious.
And I laughed when I was like, why is Dr. Shin towards the end in a little submarine with the baby? If the baby is so important to Black Manta, why the hell did Black Manta just take the baby with him in a little submarine? Like, Dr. Shin was just kind of shoehorned into these scenes of this movie. Like, Aquaman, here's your trident. I was like, what? You already have all these established characters. Did he replace Mira? Is that what happened? Like, was Mira supposed to be the one that's like, Arthur, here's your trident, and they gave it to Dr. Shin instead? Like,
maybe that could.
Mira's character was so like,
but they had to like reshoot her with the baby and running, because that's what she did. She runs with the baby. I don't know if she was ever supposed to be there. I don't know. It's just.
Okay, I guess I had the same issue that I did with Last Jedi, right? Last Jedi had a chance to get rid of a character gracefully because the actress passed away. Yeah. I feel like if Black Manta is really out for blood, and I mean, we're going to go dark, and you want Arthur to go and get his brother out of prison, something has to make him drive him to do this, right? Why not
just go do it?
Why not just go and kill the actress that, or unless there's some contract that says you have to have this much time in this movie, because I don't know how these things work.
That's what I was thinking, that she has
still have to have so many scenes, because honestly, they put her in the movie, but then she's like, she doesn't do anything. She's in the background.
She says like 5 lines, I think, out of the entire movie.
The most acting that she did was when the baby was missing. She just says, "Where's the baby?" And that's it. Like, everything else is like.
Are you talking about the scene when they all run up to his father who's dying and they're all like freaking out? I was like, what is, we started laughing and I was like, that's not my reaction. We're supposed to be upset. They're all upset because his father is dying. But why am I laughing at this scene? Why is it so funny to me?
I don't know. I found that so weird. Like, to have a character in there and not do anything with her, showcase her power. And I'm sure, they were put in a corner. It's like, what do we do, right?
Yeah.
This woman was found guilty, or this woman was found guilty of false accusation. I can't even keep up with what happened.
I don't know what was happening.
As a director and as the post-production team, it's like, what do you do? Okay, well, we got to keep her in here, so let's just throw her in the background, cut her scenes in like by 2/3, and then she'll say something. All she does in the movie is react to a character, usually Aquaman. I mean, and I'm assuming the romantic stuff was cut. Like, he's like, oh, my wife, and he just kisses her, and I mean, there's no emotion there. There's no connection. It's just like. Almost feels like that really crappy movie with the really annoying guy that's a poor man, Seth Rogen. I can't stand that guy either. He was lost a lot of weight recently.
Oh, Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill, and he's dating that African-American girl. And they CG the kiss at the end. Yeah, the chemistry was like that. It felt like she wasn't there. Thank you so much for the super chat. This is better than actually watching it. So here's a super chat. Well, thank you for that, resonator.
It is weird because they did. I mean, I felt like their chemistry was there in the first film, but I wonder because of everything that was going down, because it was all happening while they were filming. And then I know later on stuff had come out. She said that she's claiming that
she accused him of making
of
fun
dressing
of
up like Jack Sparrow or something and being like really just toxic on set. So it is what it is, but there was little to no chemistry when they did have screen time. They really cut her out, which is why I agree they should have just killed her off, because it made for certain scenes I expected she should be in as his wife and his confidant. She wasn't in at all. And so that felt really off-putting to me. Because,
it didn't seem like your wife. It didn't seem like the mother of your child. It seemed like the relationship between him and the crab was almost better. Because at least they were feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
This guy took my hand.
His relationship with Dr. Shin. But at least they were trying
to. Dr. Shin. They shoehorned that dude in, and I was like, why is this dude in the end of the movie? Like, he killed a bunch of Atlanteans, and then he's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Can we talk about the idea of using the MacGuffin of the Black Trident and this whole necklace?
Dude, I laughed so hard when he threw the trident at the dude that's trying to get the trident back, and I was like, no. Like, I realize Aquaman isn't the smartest character, but he's not that stupid. Like, I was laughing, and the guy behind me was like, you caught that too? And I'm like, what the hell?
Yep. I know.
All right, so the MacGuffin of this weird trident. Yeah,
for him,
it's all like Marvel hasn't used it, right? With the Scepter Avengers movie.
You're right, but it's just the way it was used, because it wasn't like it was instantaneous. The whole plot around him having to heat up the world in order to release this guy who happens, because they needed the brother parallel between King Atlantean and Kordax, of course, with Orm. And do we need the parallels? Like, we didn't need it. We could have just had Black Manta going on a rampage. The trident could have just literally been a MacGuffin that gives him powers and could have no other more significant meaning than that on his quest to destroy Aquaman's life. But we had to make it like bigger with world building, which there was some cool. I mean, the underwater like kingdoms they've created within it. It's pretty cool. I mean, that like pirate.
Unfortunately, to me, it felt like it got drowned out. Let me get this comment really quick.
Yeah.
Drowned out. I swear I wasn't trying to make a dad joke. I remember she did save Aquaman when he was pinned under that big rock. Hero was not used in this movie much. Yeah, just in a weird way. I agree. I think, the underwater scenes, I don't know how it looks to anybody else. I thought they did a good job with the hair. It looks pretty to me. What I didn't like is when there was so much city, so much CG that it just drowns everything. And you're not able to enjoy anything going on. It looks like a freaking mess. I think other movies have done similar things. And I think the first movie, as a matter of fact, did it better than the sequel.
Yeah.
That you are able to appreciate. That introduction to Atlantis in the first movie was beautifully done, because your eyes, the camera is supposed to be your eyes, right? So you're supposed to follow it. In this, it's like a a freaking steady cam and a faraway shot. So you have all of this city to look at, and you can't appreciate anything because it's a mess, because there's people singing, there's people dancing, there's people stealing things. And I didn't. I'm sure
it's a shame, because there are moments you get to see some really cool things, but except for that singing fish. But then it's all, you're right. It is drowned out. Like for Dr. Shin, not that you don't like the character because shoehorned in, but he's been looking to see Atlantis his whole life. And when he finally gets to see it, there's nothing appealing about it. Like the way it was shot, it's like he's on the super highway that goes into Atlantis. Is that what that is? That they were
I don't know. Didn't they just need the blood to free the Kordax? So much of it. The trident crashing into the Black Trident reminds me of Bloodsport's bullet crashing through the Peacemaker's bullet. That was so awesome in that movie. In this one, sure, whatever. Why did you throw the trident that the dude needed to begin with? Aquaman 2, save Christmas. Please.
No, guys. Right now it's on track for 40 million. It might make less than the Marvels made it for opening weekend.
I have strong thoughts about that. Hey, Amanda and Omar, the fam and I have stopped our stop for travel back in Jackson, Tennessee. You're close to us, buddy.
Yeah.
Can't wait to watch the full stream later to see how vastly Herman should have. No, keep that dude away from freaking superhero movies. What's up, Matthew? How are you, my friend? I would have went to see this film if it was called The Trench. I was jacked about that until they canceled.
That would have been really cool.
The plans. Trident destroys man baddie. Aquaman. Oh, dang. Didn't think it would work out that way. Well,
yeah, that's exactly how he responded. Yeah.
She saved him twice against Manta. And that is a good point, Immortal Ipsy. She did save him twice, but it was so fast and quick that it was like, because she does use her water powers, right? I will say I did enjoy Manta in this movie. I thought that guy
could be the next Kang. Nothing else.
You know damn well, Amanda, there's only one person that can play Kang now.
Oh,
that's right. That's right, baby. Dude, as soon as I texted you, you texted me that GIF, and I texted it was like an endless Terrence Howard.
We both texted the same exact time. That was hilarious.
Don't worry, Omar. James Gunn will save the DCU. Well, here's hoping, right?
He does some good world building. He knows how to do it. So hopefully,
to be honest, I like the movie, and there's nothing wrong with liking it. It's like to me, it's not a horrible movie. I don't think I had as much fun in this one as I did the first one. But honestly, the jokes didn't land with me in the first movie. Jeff Johns wrote the treatment for number 2 like he did for number 1, but James Wan tossed it. Oh, I wonder if it would have been better movie if they had used it. Thank you for the super chat, Bruce. I didn't know that. I knew that he helped write the first one, and that's why they introduced characters from his run. And it makes sense. Maybe James Wan used Dr. Shin from Jeff Johns' run in here. Who else was there? There was Stingray.
Yep, she's in it.
Dude, them Wells came out of nowhere and killed them people. Like the entire, I was like, I looked at my daughter.
Did they kill them or just shut it down? Like, do we know if they're dead in there or they just shut the whole?
Amanda, it's a submarine underwater and it blew up. Ain't nobody jumping out with parachutes, baby. Them dudes are dead. Like those whales are like. And
I know.
I was
bad enough they were killer whales, and those guys are just dangerous as it is. Kane, yes, the movie is unnecessarily convoluted, and that's what, like, when he's talking about the whole plot does not make sense. I feel like the only reason they did the global warming thing is because they also wanted to make a commentary on the Atlanteans being against the surface world and wanting to take over the surface world. I feel like that's the only reason we kept this whole idea of global warming and everything going on at the surface world, plus the Atlanteans all dying of plague because of this heating up of the oceans. So I feel like that's the old, but because it's so very vaguely touched upon, it just feels weird. And that's why we have to get that ending of them finally coming to the surface and him doing his Iron Man, Aquaman thing. They're trying to do a lot in this movie that made no sense. But what a way to end it.
Hold up. There's an Aquaman 2.
Yes, we know. Yes.
Have you guys seen Godzilla -1? Masterpiece. Probably. I think it might be my movie of the year. The Trench. I thought it was the Tench. What's up, Phil Owens with the Phil, buddy? At least Venom is not in this one. Is this real? According to Omar, Aquaman 2 will make more than $15 million. That's right. I played it safe. I said it will make more than $15 million at the box office. Oh, God, please let me be right. Manta's suit translates so well. Yes, it looks good. And I love the fact that he had multiple helmets. So, okay, let's talk about the things that we did enjoy about this movie.
Yeah, sure.
I mentioned Black Manta. I thought that guy did a phenomenal job. Looked scary, looked menacing. Like when he had those eyes targeted for his family. That's why I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to go dark. This is going to go Death of a Prince dark. And I think he did the best with the plot and the script as he could. I'm sure he himself was wondering, why am I taking Dr. Shin and friends with me to all these places? Like, I'm Black Manta. I can do this myself.
Yeah. I mean, you always need henchmen to die for you, but you don't need someone as prominent as Dr. Shin. No, I think Black Manta, he did a great job for what he was given. I honestly thought Patrick Wilson did a pretty good job as Orm. I like Patrick Wilson.
He's a great actor.
A phenomenal actor. So he's able to take what is just terrible writing in front of him, and he just makes it okay. I'm kind of glad it was him who has to be Orm. I'm assuming Willem Dafoe, they said he died of the plague. Is that true? Is that what happened? I thought he died in the last movie. Or am I making that up?
I thought he died in the last movie. I've only seen the last movie one time whenever we reviewed it in 2018.
Same.
Wait, is this the movie from The Depth? Yes, sort of. Is it? That was the most entertaining show of 2020. The actor who played Black Manta in this movie also played Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen HBO. That's right, he did. And I think he's a great actor. Dolph Lundgren was a bit like, what's his role?
He's the king. He didn't, or he was king.
My daughter was asking, does he have an accent? Because he keeps going. I'm like, that's Dolph Lundgren.
That's how he is.
That's just how he is. Aquaman and the Trench Stench. I like that subtitle. The submarine explosion based on true events. Whoa, James.
Whoa, you're right. Well, that's more of an implosion.
Too soon there, James. I feel like I'm time traveling. You are. Can't Play Kang playing Wonder Man in the Disney Plus series. I thought the series was canceled.
Yeah. I wonder if right now.
I don't know. The last I heard, I thought the series was canceled.
I thought they had put on the back burner too, but we'll have to.
People have been watching Monarch. What's Monarch? What's Monarch, buddy? I felt like I was just.
Go ahead.
What's that? No. I was just reading comments.
No, is it the Kurt Russell? Is that what you're talking about? The Kurt Russell on Amazon Prime? Is that what that is? Monarch? So I think my husband's been watching it, and they use Kurt Russell's son as his like younger version, which I think all male actors need a young son to be that counterpart. Yeah, Legacy, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. That it. That's it. That's the one with Kurt Russell, right?
Scheduling conflict. Willem Dafoe did not die in the first movie. He died.
Okay, they killed him off in the plague. Yeah, that's what I thought that's what they said.
And let's see. I felt like it was just watching Jason Momoa be Jason.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah,
and I don't think there's anything wrong with that because I think there's several actors that play a certain type, right? I know I've gone on the record on this channel many times to say Jack Nicholson most of the time is always playing Jack Nicholson, even when you're throwing white makeup and lipstick on him and he's playing the Joker. It's still Jack Nicholson playing the Joker.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The Rock gets roles like that. Yeah. So I think I don't think his jokes land as well as maybe the director and the casting people thought. So there's a prequel comic that explains what happened to the foe and why Manta has lackeys. Okay. And thank you, Silhouetted Animator, super chatted us saying the prequel explains all the story gaps. Thank you for that. International box office for Aquaman 2 is doing well so far. Yeah. The international box office of Aquaman 1 did well. Do you think this might beat out the Marvels? I mean, what was the Marvels opening weekend?
The Marvels opening was 43, I think. 43 million.
Really? That movie, that movie deserved more. That movie was not bad at all. That movie was actually pretty good. I liked it.
47. I'm sorry, 47 million is what it made right now. And so right now it's earned what? Yeah, that's
the Legacy of Monsters.
Apple. Yeah.
I gotta watch that, dude.
Yeah, it looks really good. We were watching. I was like, wait, is that Wyatt Russell playing a younger version of Kurt Russell? Genius.
Wait. So it's not Japanese? So, okay, the Monarch, it's a Legacy of Monsters, the Godzilla adjacent show. So it takes place in America?
No, I don't know. They're American soldiers, but I don't think it takes place in America.
I didn't know if they were going to Perry Mason. You understand what I mean by that? When Godzilla came to America, Raymond Burr, they filmed American scenes to Americanize the Godzilla movie by adding Raymond Burr.
See, I need to talk about Godzilla.
I'm talking about the original Godzilla. I wasn't expecting it to be better than Oppenheimer. That's an unfair comparison.
Yeah, I know I was expecting it to be like awful, but if you're talking about
Vin Diesel,
yes.
He was basically on his deathbed, and the plague made it fatal for Dafoe. Got it. What's up, Robert Marquez from Phoenix? I like Jason Momoa, just very different than his Arthur in the first movie, which I loved. I thought so too. I thought he had more fun in the first movie, and then this one, maybe that's what it felt like the jokes were forced, that he didn't even feel like delivering the lines. I shouldn't have read the prequel comic in order to understand a film. I paid money to be entertained by without confusion.
That is weird.
I mean, it is still but they do that a lot. Like just about every superhero
Marvel did that
movie
too.
has like prequel comics. The Marvels got hated on because it starred all women. It was actually good. I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a good movie. I didn't like the first one, but I thought the second one was awesome. Monarch is the MonsterVerse canon. Oh, now I need to go and watch this show. Is international locale, but in English.
Yeah.
-1 is a different time, like Shin, which Shin was great. I love, but then again, I'm a big Evangelion fan. Captain Marvel was top 3 Marvel movies, so I'm expecting the Marvels to be great. Oh, wait, are you serious, Michael Cleveland?
It's a Psycho Cleveland. I would.
I don't know when to take you seriously. I know that Godzilla -1 takes place post World War II. So is USA and USSR working together to take on Godzilla? These are good questions that makes me want to go and watch that show. I kind of don't like that movie viewers would have to read a prequel comic to understand the story elements. Not everyone's going to read them, so it's natural that they would question plot holes.
Yeah.
It's the same as needing to watch Disney Plus show to understand characters that were introduced in the movies. See Miss Marvel and the Marvels. Good point.
Yes, which now I think Dr. Shin kind of low-key explained what they were doing when in the opening, like when you're first introduced to him and they're trying to find what he thought was Atlantis, right? But it turned out to be this lost kingdom. He mentioned, getting hired by this guy, and he promised him all his funding and stuff because he's a scientist. And so I think there was a little bit of explanation as to why we get Dr. Shin's character and that crew is based off of that. If I remember correctly, what he was talking about in the beginning before they found the kingdom, and then that mechanical arm thing came out, and I was like, wait a minute, what's that?
But the thing is like,
but everything has to be explained in the film. That's what I didn't like. That's what I definitely didn't like.
Your audience is a lot smarter than you. I would like to think the audience is a lot smarter than you give them credit for. Can
we talk about that? Because they literally show he does the whole narration in the beginning about his life on sea and on land. He talks about the Council of Atlantis, and then later after what happens, or after like the global warming stuff starts happening, he goes to the Council of Atlantis, and they have a locale tag that says Council of Atlantis. We know we were just introduced to them. We know who they are. Why do we have to have a locale? And it happens several times in the film that I didn't understand why we needed location tags in the film so we knew where they were. I mean, wasn't that like big egregious as what like the Russo brothers do in like Captain America and stuff?
But that is such a cool way. Audiences are smarter than you think. Then I look at TikTok and I'm like, nah, they're not. At least I would like to give people the benefit of the doubt and think that you don't need to be spoon-fed everything, even if it's a superhero movie. We've had smart superhero movies. There were 2 moments that I remember thinking, why are we explaining all of this? Why aren't you just showing it? Like,
you talk about Dr. Shin doing his notes, and he's explaining what's happened the last 5 notes.
Not just that, but also the kingdom. Like when you're talking about the kingdom and what happened, you've already shot the stuff. Why don't you just show it? Like, just people can figure this out.
Do we need go ahead?
Would have been awesome if after Aquaman said his ending line, "I am Aquaman," his front tooth falls out. The last movie that talked about global warming was Eternals.
True.
And we still have that hand. We still have that hand in the ocean. Ain't nobody paid attention to. What is going on with that? Fantastic Four.
But no, you brought up a good point with that, because there's so much voice narration about things that are happening, and that people are just talking to each other about what's happening in the film. We don't need Arthur to narrate to us what his life's been like. They could have just showed us him hanging out with his son and actually talking to the Atlanteans or doing that instead of showing us and trying to be funny. We didn't need all that. It does that several times. It tells us a lot more than it shows in this film. 100%.
I like Topo. I was waiting for him in the
that
first movie.
cephalopod is that the cephalopod?
It's an octopus, Amanda.
Okay,
Did you not hear the joke?
Yes, but I liked him. He was one of my favorite. Him
He's
and
from the comics. I like the character.
Yeah.
Which Thor movie had Led Zeppelin song in it? What's wrong with you, Psycho? Are you
Wait,
drugged, Psycho Cleveland? Ragnarok. Monarch is the god, and I cannot wait to watch it, Nick. Aquaman 2 needs to make $800 to $900 million to break even. Budget was $250 million, over $100 million in marketing. And I didn't think it was marketed that well. Like, there was no events for this thing.
And this is why Paramount and Warner Brothers are going to merge.
Oh God, please don't. No more merging. Or maybe I don't know. I don't know what. All right, let's stay focused. I have nothing bad to say about Captain Marvel other than I do not remember a thing about it. We watched it and reviewed it, and then I think I watched it again whenever we were ranking our Marvel movies. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one, but the Marvels was good. I like the Marvels.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Thor Ragnarok. Thank you for that. All right, so Cleveland, did you answer your own damn question? Eternals is not a main MCU universe timeline film. That's why no one's talking about it. That's my headcanon. Now you're making up your own single issues after the comics and before the comics that you have issues with. Maybe the ladies will go and watch this film and make it some money. That's what happened in the first one, but dude doesn't take his shirt off in this one. Remember how much like he would take his shirt off in the first movie?
He did not do that much.
Like at all. He's a family man.
He likes his son.
Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 1 is still ongoing. Season will end in January 12th. Thank you for that, James. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Silhouetted Animator. Fun fact, the volcanic island that gets handed by Tiamut is Barren Island, the only volcano island in the Indian Ocean, far off the shore of Myanmar. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so very cool.
Top 3 Marvel movies: Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel, Thor Ragnarok. Psycho Cleveland, you never cease to amaze me. Like, what? Really? Okay. Yes, I am. Of course you are, Kane, and that's okay. That's where Tiamat Stone's body is located. Thank you for that, Silhouetted Animator. My friend said Momoa must have gotten fat because he didn't have a shirtless scene.
No, you're right. Patrick Wilson did take his shirt off.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, that okay. So when he was really skinny, when they went to go and get him, did you think that like was a different actor with like superimposed face, like CG face, or did you think that was CG body?
I think it was CG. I think it was a CG body.
Really?
I mean, it looks kind of real. It wasn't him. It's either that or they superimposed his face, but I was thinking it was CG'd.
I don't know, Jason Momoa.
But his real body was like but he came out of the water. His real body.
And Patrick Wilson's up there too. He's not that young. Good for him.
He's yes.
Like he looks better now that he did. Yeah, in Watchmen, Night Owl was in Aquaman too. That is right.
Yep.
Nah, Love and Thunder is without a doubt the worst. Is that not a popular top 3? I think two of those are top 3 for you.
Why didn't?
Wait, nah, Night Owl. I'd slide Civil War into slot number 2, Psycho Cleveland. There you go. Why did Aquaman marry Mera? Did she catfish him?
What?
Phil. Did you see her? Not Amber Heard.
Just
Mera. Looks pretty sharp. Oh, wait. Yeah. Are we including Sam Raimi movies as Marvel movies? Because that would change everything. Sure, man. Have at it. Let me see.
Whatever. You do you. Yep.
By the way, I was talking about the Eternals. Okay. Thank you. That's what you were talking about in the super chat. Civil War, that movie stunk. Psycho Cleveland's got some thoughts. Love and Thunder was the worst. Forgot to mention. Did you both see What If episode? No, I didn't know it was out. It's pretty good. I wasn't a fan of the first season though, so wasn't really looking forward to this one. I'm sure we'll get around to reviewing it though.
Yeah, we'll catch up to it. It's one of those we'll watch. Yeah.
Okay, this moment I thought, what are we doing in this movie? When Black Manta said he took your throne and your wife, I was like, would that character really say that? That's such so weird and out of place. High School Musical trilogy when? That would be an Amanda month, and it's almost over. Thank the good Lord. So I don't know.
You tell me I have to change up what I'm doing next week?
Please don't do that. Top 3 Marvel movies: Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3. All right, man. You've got some thoughts. I love you, buddy.
Yeah.
So let's see. Does he have a theme?
I didn't hear one.
Wonder Woman has a theme. Superman has a theme. I can't remember if the new Batman has a theme. I can't remember. I don't remember any memorable score. Like they were using music, like actual, songs in this movie.
Yes,
but I don't remember like a score in this movie. So that to me didn't stand out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing that really stuck out music-wise. The dialogue was very cliche. In fact, I almost, when he first jumped on the ship in the beginning of the film to fight off those pirates, I almost like got his whatever catch line he was going to use. I was like, I almost said the exact same thing. I was like, I bet he's going to say that.
Which goes to show you, Amanda, you're as good a writer as the Aquaman.
All right. That's not what I meant. I just think it's so cliche that what's gonna be talked about. And yeah, I mean, they just so many parts about the film that just I like. Marvel's had its issues sometimes, but it was fun. And the girls
it went by so quick too. This seemed like I feel like I watched the exact same scene again. Like Aquaman loses to Black Manta because his ship fired that supersonic sound blast.
Yes.
And then Aquaman loses to Black Manta again because his ship fires that supersonic sound blast. And I thought, why didn't they use it in a different way? Or why not Black Manta just beating Aquaman?
Yep.
Why did I have to see that twice? I understand the power of this ship or the submarine. There were a lot of interesting.
He did a really bad job of going after Aquaman's family too. I was like, for someone who wanted revenge, you took
Nobody
your
died.
No one died. He's like, I thought maybe his dad would die. I was like, that made sense, but even he survived.
Secret Sunday stream for High School Musical. Redhead, I like that. Arranged marriages in this Atlantean lore is honestly super dark to think about.
Yeah.
True. You forgot about What If Season 2 coming out, but ran to the theater to see Aquaman 2. Ain't nobody ran to no damn theater, Kingsport Cow. We drove to the theater.
We drove. Yeah.
Pierce the Veil is sick AF. I'll take your word for it. Is Amber Heard still in the movie?
I got you. Wait, I got you.
You did not. What the fudge? Why is that even on there, man?
Because it's better than what we're talking about now.
Yep, but for real, like there would have been 2 cameos that could have saved this movie. 2 cameos.
If one of them was Gal Gadot, oh my god, she's not even in the DCEU.
I don't care. That could have saved this movie. That would have bumped it up a couple of points.
Oh, geez.
All right, where were we? Stay focused, Amanda. I think Queen Atlanta was said to be the one with Ormstad. Yes, I can't poop on a. Who was the original villain when Aquaman was introduced in the comics for the very first time? Black Manta. Ocean Master dates. I think it was Black Manta before Ocean Master, if I'm not mistaken. Mara's a fantastic character. Really enjoyed her and Jeff Johns' run. Shame Heard couldn't do her justice. Absolutely. Yeah. And honestly, she was good in the first movie.
Yeah.
Everything that happened in her personal life with Johnny Depp and all that, I'm not taking that into consideration. I'm talking about her acting in the first movie because she seemed like she was having fun. And in Justice League, like the Snyder cut and the Joss Whedon cut, I thought Aquaman's right hand would die and he would father a hook hand. That would have been awesome. Most anticipated movie of 2024. We'll talk about that in a second because I am curious. I like the 90s DCEU. I haven't seen Aquaman 2, but I accidentally laughed out loud during the trailer before Godzilla at Black Trident. Borderline offensive, if not outright blaxploitation tier. Black Trident. Amanda was waiting to use that. She was, dude. She was like, wait.
That's great. So thank you, Cold Dog. You don't have to be embarrassed. You gave me the best excuse to use
So I left that comment without realizing I was 45 minutes behind, and I'm a tad embarrassed. I haven't listened to Pierce DeVille in like 10 years.
You should listen to their new album.
Me neither.
Especially if you like 90s grunge.
Now, Kingsport Cow, was that a yes for Salma Hayek, or was that yes for Pierceville? Like, no way, Salma would only Salma Hayek would have saved this movie. How long has Amanda been sitting on that GIF?
A minute.
Which one? That's a biased sample. The people who rate it on Rotten Tomatoes were the ones dumb enough to go see this movie. Wow, the audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes is higher than the first one. 78%. This is not better than the first movie. There's no way.
That's impossible. That movie was, that
movie was fun to me. Okay, so let's see. What else did you enjoy about this movie? And then we can finally give it and anybody that has seen it, of course.
I like the scene where the baby used his own ability to talk to animals to get the goldfish.
Were you waiting for like that moment of the baby fighting Black Manta, like with his own powers?
No, never. I was not that delusional.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. I mean, yeah, me neither. I wasn't waiting for that.
Okay. I was waiting for the baby to die.
Like to use his powers, and Black Manta's like, shit, that baby's strong, man. You should have warned somebody.
Yeah, no, I mean, what did I like about the film? Patrick Wilson. I really was the only he was good for me in that role, and that was about it.
Oscar winning Nicole Kidman could like just those silly lines.
On her face, and I don't know why. Maybe it's the guy to put over her.
Jason Momoa was Jason Momoa. Didn't seem like he was having fun as much as he was in the first movie. I really like Black Manta. Some of the special effects were tight. Like whenever Black Manta shot his laser eyes, I thought those looked pretty cool.
Yeah, not when they were climbing though. Oh, that was not that great.
Yeah, they weren't. The lighting was good. Yeah. All right. Amanda and everybody that has seen this movie, what would you rate Aquaman 2, the Lost Levels, the Lost Kingdom out of 10? Ladies first.
This one I'm gonna have to give a 5.5 out of 10. It just
5.5, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not for me.
The first movie wasn't that great already. No, it wasn't, but at least it was fun. I give it a 5 out of 10. Where does it rank amongst the DCEU? It's not the worst. How is the baby able to tell the fish to swim in circles, but not able to communicate otherwise with Aquaman?
To be fair, I love so many
questions. Audience score for the first film was 76%. Aquaman 1 was tight. My man Denzel delivered that. That he did. Yeah. Will you guys talk Rebel Moon? I would love to. I just started watching it.
Yeah, we started. Do you guys realize they have both Dario Naharis's pitted against each other in Rebel Moon? Did anyone else realize that? I did, and I thought that was brilliant. I was like, there's the really sexy beginning Dario. He's the bad guy, and the other Dario's kind of the good guy, and now they're pitted. Like, this is genius.
I hated that we lost the original Dario because that guy was so close, closer to the books Dario. The second Dario is a good-looking dude, but he has that nice appeal about him in every movie that he's in. He's so nice. He can't play a jerk. Am I the only one who enjoys the DCU and MCU movies for what they are? Just pure escapism like comic books. Absolutely. But when you're reviewing the things, you do have to set that aside and review, right? So 5 out of 10 for me. Amanda gives it a 5.5 out of 10. Nicole Kidman and Julie Andrews were in this. Wait, Julie Andrews. What are you talking about? Julie Andrews was not in this. But Aquaman was so much better than this. Everyone phoned it. Yes, and it felt like that. Even the edits, man. Atlantean baby brains are less that early age and learn fast. The baby is a seasoned actor. Last seen in the
stop.
Did you watch the Flash, Phil Owens? And you're just fronting. All right, 3 out of 10 from a T. James gives it a 5 out of 10. CU, I haven't seen the movie. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. All right, 6.6. Rebel Moon is better than Aquaman. Infinity out of 10.
There we go.
As a baby, I was savaged by a turbot. Out of 10. Is this movie worth pirating? I can't answer that.
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I just like comic books. I really think everybody should,
Yes.
you should definitely watch it for yourself and see, because there's
Yeah.
lots of movies that
Agreed.
people enjoy that I don't, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I will get to Rebel Moon eventually. Yeah, part 2 comes out like really soon. It's like in April, and there's going to be like a Snyder cut. Snyder said that was not the cut.
Of course there is.
Easy, Amanda. You're a Snyder bro. You watched it before I did. Julie Andrews is Mary Poppins. Yes. I don't know what Psycho Cleveland's talking about. I'll watch the R-rated Snyder cut of Rebel Moon when it comes out. That's what I'm talking about. As long as we don't make it full screen. I know that was a artistic decision, but a weird one. How many movie franchises has Amber Heard now destroyed? 3? All right. Psycho Cleveland is now screaming.
She's not in. What other ones?
What franchises was she in?
Okay,
Superman,
if you're talking about, first of all, Fantastic Beasts was not ruined because of the Johnny Depp thing. It was ruined on its own accord. No one tell me differently. Those are not good films. And I love Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling had no business being near a screenplay. She's not a screenwriter. And she ruined canon for no reason at all. Those movies were not good. Johnny Depp couldn't save them. And plus, I liked Mads Mikkelsen more because I got tired of Johnny Depp's little skit thing he does all the time. He just plays a weird character. But
dude, what are you talking? He's a great actor. I didn't know people hated on Johnny Depp.
I feel like he just plays a quirky character and everything. I was like, oh, okay, great. Grindelwald. I would have preferred Colin Farrell to stay as Grindelwald, but that's fine. It didn't matter.
Yeah, I didn't like Colin Farrell until I saw him in. Yeah, I think he finally grew on me. Okay,
Pirates was long destroyed. I mean,
dude, I remember in the movie theater. So the first movie was fun. I like the first movie.
No, I love the first movie.
I was in the second movie. I remember when Bill Nye's character, who is he? The Cthulhu looking character. I can't remember his name. And they're fighting, right? And there's this giant like whirlpool that the ships are getting sucked in, and amazing score playing. And I'm like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is this almost over? I was so bored.
Long movie.
I was so bored. And I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to be feeling this way. I don't think these movies are for me.
Yeah. Okay. So I've seen Psycho Cleveland. I've seen like almost every Johnny Depp film because when he came out in Pirates, I do. Yeah, technically, because I am that kind of person. If I really, really like an actor, I go and watch everything they've been in.
Stalking is the word we use. Stalking is the word we use.
So thank God Blockbuster existed back then. I went and I rented everything I could. Yes, I have seen Donnie Brasco. I have seen Blow.
You ain't seen no damn Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street, and I ain't talking about no shitty Jonah Hill. And thank you. You ain't seen no Johnny Depp in that. You ain't seen no Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street 1. You've seen the poor man's version in Scream 1 because that guy Johnny Depp, and the only reason he got
there are limitations.
You ain't seen no Johnny Depp in Tom Petty's music video, Free Fallin'.
Yes, I did. I've seen that film or that music video.
Oh, I didn't know you. I didn't know they. I thought they had pulled music videos by the time you were growing up. Johnny Depp likes to experiment with different characters, and I think that's cool. I do like. I never had issues with him. Like I never went to go see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because not because of him, but just because I don't think it needed a remake. The Science Guy was in Pirates. My wife makes the same joke. Why is the rum money always gone? I'm not sure I've seen the full Pirates movie. I saw the first one. Disney ruined Pirates by asking for so many sequels.
3 was just fine.
I watched 2 and I was like, I'm out. Pirates is great for Keira Knightley alone.
Yeah.
She's in that?
Yeah, she is the
Johnny Depp saved Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if he saved it. I would think Robert Englund saved Nightmare on Elm Street. You bastard. I knew you were doing it. Omar, how dare you? Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street cured Kanye's racism. What are you even talking about, dude? Hot take. I like Depp as Wonka in that movie. Dude, that's awesome. Good on you. I'm always aging myself, man.
Yeah, he does. That
was an Elseworlds Wonka film. Pirates of the Caribbean is my favorite anime. Honestly, I think he's a great actor. I don't like. I mean, I am trying to think of roles like later on in life that he was in that I haven't enjoyed.
Dark Shadows.
But that's more of a Tim Burton thing. Like
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
know.
enjoyed like Tim Burton was that era of Tim Burton was just awful.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And he was fine
Big
as
Fish, maybe Big Eyes gets a pass.
but he was
Oh,
fine if he was fine if it
do
as
we-
but it was who's the I have to see Timothy Chalamet first to make that. I mean,
I'm not even going to let her finish that statement because we know the answer is Gene Wilder.
Do you know that movie, like when it first came out, Gene Wilder's Wonka was not like.
Oh yeah, it's a cult classic. I mean,
not
there are a lot of cult classics. Gene Wilder would not do that movie unless he was able to do the intro scene where he rolled and introduced himself. He was so into the character. Now I don't know if Psycho Cleveland is trolling or not. It's like Tim Chalamet.
Well, I heard
it was really good.
I heard it was good.
I heard it was really good.
You just get
the Kanye thing is real. Why would you show out of all of his roles?
Because that is what I will always associate him with now. Okay.
Oh, the Indian. Yeah, I haven't thought of that movie. I think I saw it on VHS.
I did. Ooh. I thought you were talking about the Lone Ranger, and I was like, no, I unfortunately did see that.
Oh, I don't think he would. He would definitely not be cast as Tonto these days.
No, that would not fly anymore.
Like the morbid addition to the Burton Wonka film, where the kids who survived got all deformed and mutated. I haven't seen it. The Timothy Chalamet movie looks good. I don't know if you're being honest or not anymore. What's up, man? How are you, buddy? That was classic Burton. It's a prequel, not a remake. Okay, what is?
Yeah, it is.
Hugh Grant hated playing an Oompa Loompa.
But it was a payday, and I think he's old enough now where he can accept that.
He did. The Wonka movie was really good. It's my 10th favorite movie of the year.
See, I want to go see it. I want to go see it. Yes.
Yeah, that's. You realize the channel you're on, right? CU50. That is an adaptation of Alan Moore's From Hell, which is a comic book, graphic novel. And honestly, the adaptation was pretty good. Gene Wilder's Wonka is iconic. He definitely gives off the vibes of a psycho. Oh my God, the scene in the tunnel. Like, is there more iconic scene in that movie that makes you think, am I still watching a kid's movie? Or am I watching a horror movie? That was an amazing scene. Let me explain that kid part. You never see what happens to the brats who lost. Oh, you mean in the original movie? In the Tim Burton film, you see a deflated Blueberry Violet, for example. It's so morbid, but classic Burton. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
The From Hell adaptation was trash. You're trash, Psycho Cleveland.
I think it did get great reviews. Yeah.
So Wonka was a crazy psycho. I would like to think so. To run a chocolate park factory with nothing but Oompa Loompas, I think I would go crazy. Sweeney Todd,
he was good in that.
I think I did enjoy that one. That was after Big Fish, wasn't it? So I think Big Fish, Big Eyes, around that era is when I kind of stopped really going, because I would go to every Tim Burton movie. I loved it. If you haven't read the Wonka books, what's that?
For me, Sweeney Todd, it's one of my favorite musicals, so I was very excited when it came out.
And even as a fan of, or not a fan of musicals, I did enjoy that one. 2023 hasn't been a great year for movies. I feel like, well, remember we had a little bit of a hiatus because of the strike, right? So it postponed a lot of things. It doesn't take away how good Godzilla was, though. Godzilla was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah.
Epic movie had the best epic movie. You know about like those spoof movies?
Yes,
that's a movie. And is that correct? Wait. What is Psycho Cleveland? Do not add fuel to the fire.
Yes. Wait, what did Psycho Cleveland?
That was also good in Murder on the Orient Express. I've never seen that one. The Agatha Christie book, right?
Wait, the one with Kenneth Branagh? Wait, he was in that?
Well, I haven't seen it, Amanda, so I can't help.
Okay, I guess I don't think I've seen that one either. But I did see Chocolat.
Fleet Street. That also starred in Chocolat.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That one was okay.
Yeah, I realized that I was crushing on like a 40-year-old man and I was like 18. Probably wasn't like that.
Oh, honey, there were so many girls crushing on that guy.
Yeah.
From Hell has a lower audience score than either Aquaman.
I mean, yeah.
I don't mean shit, Psycho Cleveland. Crispin Glover as Wonka fucking epic. Oh, Crispin Glover, that guy for real is crazy. You're amazing, Omar and Amanda. Well, thank you so much, buddy. Pour gas on me. I'm ready to go. Where are you going, man? I bet Amanda watched Mordecai.
No, I did not. So there was a certain point where I like stopped watching every Depp film, and maybe it was the Dark Shadows part. I don't know.
What's Mordecai? I don't remember that one.
Mordecai's like a detective. Like,
oh, I haven't seen that one though.
He has like a little pencil-y, like, I'll look it up. I'll find it.
Okay. Depp was fine in the Ninth Gate. I'll be honest with you, Phil Owens. The Ninth Gate. I know this is gonna. I know. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Not Phil Owens. Not even joking. I almost called you Philip Owens just to tell you how real I'm being. The Ninth Gate is in like my bottom 10 movies of all time. I remember in that theater thinking, what the hell did I just watch when I walked out? I was so mad at the ending. And keep in mind though, I don't like everything that a lot of people do. Like I hate Unbreakable. Unbreakable is one of those bottom 10 films for me. The M. Night Shyamalan, which a lot of people think M. Night Shyamalan, that's his magnum opus. That's his masterpiece, right? I hated that movie, dude. I bet, man, Johnny Depp is the same in every film apart from... no, I think the guy's got range. I disagree with that statement. I think the guy's got range. Come on. Captain Jack Sparrow is a completely different character than Edward Scissorhands. Let's give the guy credit. You may not like him personally, but we got to give him credit.
For me, it's been his later films, and I'm talking like maybe around Wonka, like around Wonka, and later on, that's when it's like okay.
But I mean, like as far as his career, though, the guy has a range in acting. Depp was really good in Nightmare. That was like his early roles, right? Big fan of Sleepy Hollow.
I love Sleepy Hollow. Yeah,
his Ichabod Crane, I could kind of see maybe a little bit like his quirky Willy Wonka, maybe. I don't know. His Murder on the Orient Express 2017. Is this the one you saw, Amanda? This is what you're talking about?
I've not seen it. I just remember seeing the trailer for it because I liked the Murder on the Orient and it had a good cast, but I never got around to watching it.
Now that's awesome. I personally feel like 2023 was the best year of movies for a while. I've enjoyed more on average. Half my top 10s are 5 out of 5. Love hearing that. I think I've seen a 5-7. Secret Window. That was a remake.
Yeah,
right?
Secret Window was weird. It was he's like a writer and he's in he goes to a secluded place to write. I think did he kill his wife? I don't remember. It was creepy.
Sleepy Hollow was great. The Ninth Gate was good, but it missed so many things in relation to the story itself in the end. Oh, that ending. One of Depp's greatest roles. Oh, Fear and Loathing, right? Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson. Really good. That was a good one. Ninth Gate was incomprehensible, but Unbreakable was good. I'm sorry. I know, Phil. I know. It's weird, right? But I just wasn't a fan, man. Depp was really good in Nightmare, top tier act. I don't know if you're being serious or not. He was a kid in that movie. All he did was die. Although he had one of the coolest deaths in any horror movie, right? Getting sucked into the bed and then a bed exploding with all the blood. That was amazing, man. The last good Johnny Depp movie was Secret Window.
That came out a long time ago.
That's really? I don't know about that one.
Yes, he did play. I didn't see the Rum Diaries. I remember when it came out because I was in college and I wanted to see it, but I didn't have a lot of friends who would have gone to the theater with me back then.
I'm curious if I saw that one. I've seen a lot, not because of I follow Johnny Depp's career or anything, but that was back when I was watching a lot of movies. Let's see here.
When's that one come out? Why have the Rum Diaries always gone?
Wow, there was a little bit of a gap in his acting.
Well, yeah. Didn't he get married?
I don't even know what the hell Puffins is.
I don't know either.
Minamata. Oh, that was one I wanted to watch. That one came out in 2020. Oh my God. I think the last movie I saw with Johnny Depp was the movie you and I reviewed in 2018, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Jeez.
That was the last Depp movie I saw. But he hasn't honestly done a lot since then.
No, he has not. He hasn't. I mean, yeah. I haven't seen him in a lot of films. I mean, and then of course he's had some issues, but with some trial and stuff. But I'm sure he has stuff lined up.
Yeah, I think he's a good character, or he was a good character actor. Like I remember him in The Astronaut's Wife, which isn't a great movie.
But I do remember that with Charlize Theron.
Yeah. He was Ichabod Crane and Sleepy Hollow, and Fear and Loathing. It's good in that. I forgot he was in Nick of Time. I like that movie.
Oh, look, he said what our ratings. I think that's 7 out of 10.
Gave Aquaman a less rating than
no, that still stands. Those, I mean, Fantastic Beasts films aren't great films, but yeah, Jude Law's pretty good in it, and so is what's his name.
What about Scissorhands movie? Oh, beautiful movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's one of our
It's always gun. Depp getting into shit in bed and night. Phil.
Oh,
The Crimes of Grindelwald is very good. Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald. Look, James, I don't know how the hell James just found that. Like, he was ready. The soundtrack to Wonka is the greatest singer-songwriter in the world, Neil Hannon. The Divine Comedy. So going to watch for that alone, as Gene Wilder will never be bettered, much like Revis Soups. Okay, so the score is good, huh? Overall, you can't knock Johnny Depp as an actor.
No, you definitely can't.
Great. Depp's voice Sherlock Gnomes. Haven't seen
I'm just saying that him not being in that third Fantastic Beasts is not what killed the franchise.
Oh,
there's a lot of other things that killed that franchise. That's
jokes aside. I did like him in Public Enemies.
Yeah,
he played John Dillinger. No, the guy's great.
Yeah. This is a really weird, like, we got five Johnny Depp.
Like, okay, so here's the thing. I don't even know this. I'm gonna go to Johnny Depp's house when he was a baby in a couple of days because my sister-in-law now lives there. He used to live in, and it's hilarious because it's nothing to brag about. It's not like the biggest house, right?
I thought he was famous since his birth.
And they only advertise it as Johnny Depp's not childhood home, baby home when he was a baby, when they're trying to sell it. So, and that wasn't the reason why she bought it. She just bought it because it was cheap. So it's really interesting. We're talking about Johnny Depp. That's hilarious. Like, and I'm going to be there in a couple of days for Christmas.
That's
Nick of Time was also with Walken, which is awesome. So Aquaman, Atlantis. Nick of Time is good. Get ripped by just touching seawater. Oh yeah, they get thick, man.
Yeah,
except for Aquaman.
He's always big, but it's because he's half human. I guess that's why he doesn't.
I like that you just wrote that into it, and the producers are like, oh shit, she's yeah. We had that plan.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I like Johnny Depp as Johnny Depp. Remember that one? You mean in Free Fallin', the music video, or Cry Baby? Huh? Cry Baby? Who didn't like that? Depp did a one-time voice role in SpongeBob. That show somehow could afford him.
Somehow. Oh my God. Sometimes the amount of money they make in probably merchandise, because SpongeBob was like, yeah. Nickelodeon made money off that.
Yes, Marty McFly's dad, Crispin Glover. I remember watching, who was it? Not Ed Sullivan, The Tonight Show. Not Johnny Carson, David Letterman. And David Letterman said there were only a couple of people that he hated, like that were completely banned from ever coming on his show. Yeah. And one of them was Crispin Glover because he tried to kick him. And he was like, that guy was out of his goddamn mind. Like, if you ever go back and watch that interview, he's like, he was a weird guy. So it makes sense why they cast him as Wonka. He's also in that Charlie's Angels.
He grabs their hair and
like the creepy guy. I feel like he wasn't acting. I feel like that really was
really just Crispin Glover.
I'm always time traveling, baby. Public Enemies is a really great film. Have it on DVD. It is a good film. It's gonna kill the baby Depp instead of the baby Hitler. What? Oh, you're talking about me going over there.
Oh, you go back in time travel. Yes.
Orm touches water to get pecs. Truly, he is the magic real capsule. Or truly, he is the king of Atlantis. Johnny Depp made the Pirates movies. Ridiculous how the series went. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. After the third one, why?
Obviously, people were still paying to go see it, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have made a fourth one. Nicolas Cage was great in Nicolas Cage. Unbearable weight of. Oh, I heard that was good. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I want to watch that one time.
Harvey Picar on Letterman is amazing. Yes, he is. I agree with that. Maybe a privately shown art film called What Is It? With Down syndrome actors and a snail death. I've never seen it. I don't know. And I will tell you, I think there is that fine line between, how do I put this politely as possible? A fine line between artsy and just fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like,
And I feel like Crispin Glover is not artsy. I feel like he's on the other side, you know?
Yep.
He's nuts. Yes, he's nuts. He should have been in Aquaman as Jack Sparrow, Aquaman versus the Pirates of the
There we
Caribbean.
go. Yes.
Depp's daughter, Lily Rose Depp, is a good actress. I only saw her in a couple of movies, the Kevin Smith movies, Tusk and Yoga Hosers, right?
I mean, she was not that great in that HBO show about the pop star, whatever. Oh God, that was just awful.
You know who's not a great actress that still gets roles? It's the chicken Ant-Man, and she was also in the Pokemon movie. I told you, man, we watched Pokemon. I told you she was a bad actress.
I know, and she still
gets roles. She
I
was
know.
in what's the Freaky Friday one, but she switches roles with a serial killer, Vince Vaughn.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I don't remember that what the name of it is.
But
Flash?
they got to be doing something right?
Yes. All right. So we got
Chill
a little
out,
bit.
man.
What are you excited for 2023? For 2024?
Michelle Pfeiffer. No, not her. She's great. 2024 Dune 2. I'm so excited for Dune 2. That might be the most excited I am. You know, I'm sure everybody is excited for Deadpool 3, and we'll go see it and review it. Deadpool 1 was good. I really liked it. Deadpool 2 it made me laugh a few times. It just kind of went all over the place.
Is Deadpool 3 coming out in 2024?
Yeah.
When is it coming out?
I don't know, James. When is Deadpool 3 coming out? Dune 2, though, that looks so good. Gotta go, guys. Running low on the cell battery. It was great to see you, Amanda and Omar. As always, 10 out of 10. Good night to you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, buddy. I'm excited for my Uncanny X-Force reprint. DC Film shows 2024 Penguin, Joker 2, and Creature. I'm excited for Creature Commandos because that will be the very first James Gunn thing, right?
Before Superman doesn't come out to 2025, so it will be.
Deadpool 3, July 26, 2024.
I know they haven't released a date for Beyond the Spider-Verse, but I would love to see that come out in 2024.
Me too.
That would be my most anticipated, especially like it could come out Christmas time. I think now that everyone's back to work, they might have time to get it done.
And it's weird to think that Deadpool is the only MCU movie, right? I mean, we're getting Echo, and I think another show. Are we getting another show?
Is X-Men 97 coming out?
Oh yeah, I think, but that comes out later on next year. So excited for that too.
So
the Endgame actress was decent, but supposedly they recast her because no joke, Marvel thought she was too.
No, she wasn't though. The other girl.
Look, I am not even gonna get into this argument as to who is prettier than who, especially when we're looking at girls that are supposed to be playing high school students.
Exactly.
But no, that's.
I hope that's not
so tacky. Like, really? It's awful. It's the only MCU. Omar, Glover is legitimately and widely avant-garde talent. But you're right that best half of his directorial efforts can be judged as successful. Strongly recommend catching his traveling. There's a second part to this. Well, I mean, some would say the same thing about John Waters or John Lynch, right? Or David Lynch, not John Lynch. But I think there's definitely some artsy elements there. Absolutely. Yeah, especially for Waters. Waters is really off-putting. Like, not everybody can watch Pink Flamingos.
No.
There's a lot of weird things that happen in Pink Flamingos, and I understand why people can't watch it. The new Hellboy and Red Sonja movies are... Oh, I forgot Red Sonja was still... Is that still a thing, though?
It is. It's still listed as it's a TBD, I think, but it's still there.
60mm, 35mm digital one-man multimedia performance art show if he ever happens to come to town. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. Crispin Glover, it's Hollywood. It's messed up over there. That I agree with. All right. Oh, the Hellboy reboot. People's Joker's finally coming to theaters April 5th, 2024. Lady Gaga.
Yep, fully I do.
All right, Panda. Anything else before we wrap up for tonight on this awesome, fun Friday night live stream?
Yes. No. As far as Reelz talk is concerned, you guys will probably not see us until after Christmas. We will be back next Wednesday, ranking the mid 2000s comedies. So we're gonna take a look back at one of my favorite genres, which is the mid-2000 comedy. I think it's my own. It's like its own genre.
It's like its own genre.
So genre of film.
Like epic movie. Oh man,
Yes.
I'm so out of this.
There's so like it's like a certain time period of films that just catch me and just captured who I am as I was growing up. And so we're going to do that next Wednesday
At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
8 p.m. normal time. And then
normal time. Yes. Superbad. Look, I actually enjoyed Superbad. I was going through something very similar in my personal life.
You know, he doesn't like Jonah Hill, but he's not like
Jonah Hill isn't in Superbad. It's what's his name? Vince Vaughn, right? Vince Vaughn, right? Like Superbad is Vince Vaughn and not Superbad. I was thinking of old school.
Maybe
you know what?
Maybe you shouldn't be ranking those films.
I figured I'd just see myself out. I made the mistake with Martin Short and Rick Moranis earlier, and now I got old school and
yes.
What was it? What was the other movie? Superbad.
Okay, yes, James. Thank you for James is asking.
I'll let Amanda deal with that.
Link. Yes, we will be posting the tier maker link. I'm gonna make that probably in a couple of days, and then we will post it on the community tab on YouTube, so that anyone who wants to join in on their own rankings can do so and join in.
Oh, are there any comic book news not discussed during the LOTOR episodes?
Oh, that's a good question.
Let's see. Well, I don't think we talked about Jonathan Majors getting officially
we did.
fired. We did? Okay. Sorry, Kane. We did. What else? Not a lot of news has been. I mean, rumors are everywhere, right? Like Fantastic Four casting, and now the X-Men are being cast. People are getting angry. It's all women. I think people just love to get angry, even though they know deep down inside everything's a damn rumor right now.
Yeah, James Gunn actually made a really interesting post about that on Threads today.
What's Threads?
It's a meta version of Twitter or X.
To be clear, all three of those directors you named are avant-garde, but Waters has never been experimental. Glover has always been experimental.
Huh.
Did you just say John Waters hasn't been experimental? Have you seen Pink Flamingos?
Like,
or some of the people that he cast in his movies? I don't know what your definition of experimental is, but I think that definitely John Waters is definitely experimental and not for everybody. Superman Legacy casting. Oh yes, did we talk about the Lex Luthor?
We
right?
briefly mentioned that Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor, which I am very excited about. So that rounds out my casting of the big three. So consider me 3 for 3 on my Superman Legacy casting.
Everybody gets lucky.
But I am very excited. Nicholas Hoult is a great actor. He can play a villain very well. He was I mean, but if you've seen him, yeah, he was a good Tolkien actually. But if you've seen him in like The Great, which is on Hulu, where he plays the Russian king Nicholas. Oh, I don't remember the Russian king. Like I say, yeah, he can play this like weird whimsical like bad guy. I'm just really excited for him. He can play weird. I think he'll do well, and it won't be a Jesse Eisenberg situation.
God, I hope not.
I hope not too. But
why would you even use that guy?
I don't know, because I think people just get worried now because that just left ever bad taste in a lot of people's mouth.
Okay. Anyway. So there you go. Palm Clementif is also going to be in Superman Legacy. Is that a done deal? I thought that was just
a rumor.
A rumor right now. Interesting. Okay. And apparently it was debunked. Okay. Well, look at that, James, starting rumors on my comment section and then just leaving me hanging dry, buddy. I appreciate that. No, I'm just kidding, James. I love you. Nicholas Hoult got rejected both Superman and Batman roles. Now he's becoming. But doesn't that just give you the drive to be a villain, though?
I mean, look at what happened to Tom Hiddleston. He did not get cast as Thor, but for good reason. He made Loki into. I mean,
he's a good ocean master.
Come on. I mean, yeah, he was able to create a character they loved so much they made a whole TV series for him. So two seasons of it. I mean, it's quite impressive. They brought him. They literally had to bring him back to Dark World and add more lines and make his role bigger because of how bad the script was. And they thought by adding more Loki would fix it. For me, it did. I know for a lot of people it did not, but for me, I was okay with that.
Animator, thank you so much for the real questions. That's the kind of questions I like. Who should Terrence Howard be in the DCU? Mr. Terrific. No, you know what? I'm gonna give him. Let's give him a grade A level character. Let's give him a top tier character. Let's see who hasn't been cat. He should be Aquaman. There you go, Aquaman. Yeah, man. That's it.
Oh boy, that's it. Okay,
that's it, baby. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that is all we've got for tonight, and that's all we need for tonight.
Is that all we need for tonight? Okay.
I was thinking CU50 John Stewart would have been good for Terrence Howard too. I like John Stewart. Is it Green Lantern? He could be
Terrence Howard needs to be Aquaman. I just said it.
Okay, Aquaman. Anyways, but yes, we will be back for Reelz Talk on next Wednesday, doing mid-2000 comedies. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember to follow all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember to check us out on Spreadshop for some great near mint condition merchandise, and also check us out on Patreon for $1 a month. You can support us here in what we do and get some cool perks along the way. And then last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Good journey to all of one. Happy holidays and have a Merry Christmas. And we will see you all afterwards.
I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And I'll be that much closer to being 38. I'll be that much closer to being 38 years old.
Wait, oh, you got a birthday.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Did you have the stream?
This is your show. You got it.
I thought you clicked it. The way you just did that. I was
I was clicking the name.